Welcome back to our coverage of the Farnborough Air Show. Joining me now is Tim Clark, President of Emirates Airline. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Clark.
Good morning.
Let's start with the Airbus A380 superjumbo. Emirates is the largest operator of the A380, but I think you're interested in a re-engined version of this plane which could be more fuel efficient for you. Tell us about whether Airbus is proceeding at a pace with this project that you would like, and in particular whether you would like to see something in service by 2020.
Well, obviously we would like to see the aeroplane in service sooner rather than later. Being a realist, we can only expect it to be delivered by 2020. There is work to be done on the engine, and hopefully Rolls-Royce will come to market with the engine that we need. So that is the timeline that we would expect to have the aircraft in service for us, say mid-2020. And if what we believe it to be able to do with regard to those seat mile costs, those fuel efficiencies, 8, 10, 12%, anything like that, obviously it's going to be very interesting to us and hopefully to the rest of the airline community.
Yes. So in other words, would you like to see Airbus accelerate its planning around this plane to get it into service?
Of course we would. Of course we would. It's a flagship for Emirates. Yes. We have just taken our 50th. We have 90 more on order. The aircraft, it will be more fit for purpose probably in the next 3 to 5 years when we see the demand resembling roughly what it did prior to the meltdown in 2008. And it is there that the airline management and boards need to think in probably post 2017-18.
But in other words, you think a re-engine plane could actually invigorate sales of this line?
I'm sure it would. If you believe that it is good for you, if you believe that you can fill it first and foremost, because these are formidable aircraft. Okay.
Now, last month, Emirates made a lot of headlines by allowing an order for 70 A350s. This is Airbus's brand new passenger jet, long-haul passenger jet. You allow that order to lapse. It was worth maybe $16 billion list price. Why not proceed with that order?
The specification of the aeroplane at contract is not quite what it is today. One, and there were clauses in the contract which allowed us to exit. We did that because we believe that Airbus will develop the aeroplane in the next 3 to 5 years. We would rather have the specification of the aircraft at that point in time rather than what was specified in 2007.
Okay. Now, just turning to the sort of consequences of flow from you letting that contract lapse, you've said you'll now look at the case for either buying some Dreamliners or indeed possibly some A350s, but yeah. The new player on the block here is the A330neo, which has been launched by Airbus this week at the show. Would you be interested in evaluating A330neo alongside Dreamliner and A350? I
think we would look at it, but in the configuration that we place our aircraft, in other words, in the first business and economy seating arrangements, we would probably find the 330, I think they call it the 900, would be too small for us. I would suspect that it would probably give us about 235 seats, whereas the 350-900 or the 787-10, for instance, will be 285, 290 seats in 3 classes. That's more of a fit for us than a lower end. I'm sure it's going to be a great aeroplane.
Where are you now with your thinking on plans of a move from Dubai International, which is currently your hub, to this new hub in the desert that is being built at Jebel Ali? Are you going to move, and if so, on what time frame?
Well, the airport will be built. Its specification and design is almost there now, and it is likely that Emirates will move down there. We will continue to operate the existing Dubai International Airport, which, remember, will have a capacity of nearly 100 million anyway. And
if you've got circa a wide-body fleet of in excess of 200 aircraft today, what could you see that wide-body fleet increase to?
At least double. At least
so
double.
More than 400 planes?
Yes, yes.
Tim Clark, thank you very much.
Thank you.